Imagine a world fully automated, from blue-collar work to white-collar work, where machines control the jobs humans once held. This world is becoming less of an imagination and more of our reality. Throughout the decades, technology has made production faster and easier, but this has caused poor conditions for workers and led to a decrease in low-level jobs. Today, our society demands immediacy, and in order to fulfill these needs, we often turn to automation. Digital technologies, such as artificial intelligence, advanced robots, and cloud computing, are being used in factories, courtrooms, hospitals, and the market economy. It is impossible for us to imagine the workplace without our current technology, but with new advanced robots and artificial intelligence entering the workforce, we must be cautious of the adverse effects that they might impose on society.
From the wheel to the iPhone, new inventions and advancements in technology have dramatically shifted how humans work today. Technology is used in the workplace to make processes faster and more efficient. Multiple new technologies have revolutionized how humans work and live. The first industrial revolution began in 1784, where new technology automated production lines and helped with mechanical production. During this era, slavery was widespread and new machinery was used to harvest crops such as cotton for textiles. The Second Industrial Revolution began in 1870, focused on dividing labor and utilizing energy within the production line. The Third Industrial Revolution was centered around the concept of implementing advanced technology into production lines. Between the Third and the Fourth Industrial Revolution, a momentous occasion occurred: the creation of the Internet. The invention of the Internet was an extremely pivotal moment in history because it allowed for more advanced technologies to be developed, thus helping automation of production advance and be more efficient. We are currently in the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which revolves around cyber-physical systems and using digital technology to automate much more advanced tasks like encryption of code or analysis from cloud technologies. These modern technologies are making the roles of humans in production less essential and more menial. With the current trend of technological advancements, it is questioned if humans will be needed in factories and other productions anymore.
In our current world of efficiency and immediacy, many industries are using robots and other emerging technologies to increase the rates of production. Many companies have been working towards creating smart factories where robots and machines replace human employees to increase productivity. The number of industrial robots in production processes is increasing worldwide, particularly in China, the US, and South Korea. The main arguments made to shift to automated labor are to increase productivity, improve product quality, and reduce production errors. The greatest concern of robots and other digital technologies entering the workforce is what will happen to current employees if there are no more jobs available. As certain jobs become obsolete with technological advancements, such as cashiers and production line workers, more people will work in tech-based or creative jobs. The increase of information and communication technologies has led to the displacement of many employees, and approximately 47% of total U.S. employment is at risk of automation. Not all new technologies lead to the displacement of workers. Some robots, such as Amazon's Kiva robots, have helped companies expand and increase employment. Robots like these take the tedious and boring jobs that few humans want to do and help make distribution operations cheaper and more efficient. As different production technologies advance, companies must decide what is more important, productivity or the well-being of their workers.
Foxconn is a multi-billion-dollar company based primarily in China and Taiwan that manufacture electronic components like phones, computer chips, SIM cards, etc. And with a partner like Apple, they most notably manufacture the notorious iPhone. Exploring this typhoon in the tech world is needed because their adverse effects are taking a toll on both the workforce and the morale of the workers. Foxconn's impressive power and status come at an expensive cost because there have been many instances in which Foxconn has been exposed for their faults, like the unethical working environments leading workers to suicide and how they employ any technique to turn a profit. The conditions within the factories are subpar, with workers working until exhaustion and fatigue, a reputable comparison to many child labor factories. Even though automation is incorporated within the factories, about 30% of the work is done by AI, but much of the pressure is still placed upon the workers. The pressure was certainly the catalyst as to why 14 young migrant workers jumped to their deaths. After these horrific events, Foxconn became under high scrutiny and were investigated in lieu of these suicides. When these undercover operations were done, the investigators found that Foxconn valued profit way over the workers' dignity or well-being, which perpetuates their unethical values. Foxconn is just an example of how technology has burdened us, but with the correct set of ethics in mind, we can avoid these problems later down the line.
Artificial intelligence isn't just replacing blue-collar workers, but is becoming so advanced that they are replacing white-collar workers, even high-end positions such as lawyers. Ross is the world's first artificial intelligence lawyer, and Ross works by using machine learning to perform legal research by identifying relevant legal authorities to questions posed to it. Ross also uses the feedback it receives to become smarter and learn without having to be reprogrammed. Although Ross can be useful because of its ability to save time and money, we should be careful and take precautions to protect the jobs of human lawyers. Although some argue that AI will create more jobs, we believe that AI could take away more than it will give back. As AI continues to advance, more programmers are needed to create and manage them, but not everyone has the education and skills required to be a programmer. Although we have no way of telling if Ross will actually be as effective as a human lawyer in the courtroom, we know that having Ross as a cheaper alternative will probably decrease the number of human lawyers required, causing some lawyers to lose their jobs. This is why we should take precautions to protect humans in the workforce as AI continues to develop.
Artificial intelligence is quickly spreading through many different workplaces, including the medical field. The medical technology company Babylon created a system where patients can receive virtual consultations through a subscription online. This new system is competing with the traditional in-person medical practice. The AI doctors created by Babylon have scored higher than humans in many exams and would be cheaper than human doctors, especially in third world countries. Access to affordable healthcare is a very important topic, which is exactly what AI doctors are providing. The latest technological advancement in the healthcare field have been Da Vinci robots. These robots can perform surgeries that are safer and less painful than traditional surgery, which is of interest to many patients. The Da Vinci robot is greatly helping surgeons by conducting these types of surgeries through controlling mechanical arms and instruments using hand controls, foot pedals, and 3D high-definition display. The main downside to these technologies would be the high price tag. A single Da Vinci unit costs about $1.5 million, which is an investment that few medical centers are willing to make.
The application of AI in the field of market economics is one that would benefit all citizens. Consumers would financially benefit from the smarter decisions of firms as well as reap the benefits of an improved economy in general. However, the struggle with implementing such a system will be to ensure that it doesn't only benefit Wall Street and corporate heads, but in fact trickles down to society. In terms of big data being used to enhance purchase decisions, it is fair to say their benefits will affect all consumers. These models may in fact be anti-corporate as they will direct consumers to find the cheapest product online, bypassing brand names and marked up prices. The bots will, therefore, help the consumers navigate the web and spend their money more wisely. However, when artificial intelligence is used to help companies predict the effect of big decisions, we may enter a capitalism rabbit hole. With an AI model capable of very accurately predicting the benefits and making certain business decisions, corporate heads will become obsessed with maximizing their business model and retaining as much profit as possible. This would certainly lead to an increased socioeconomic gap in society, an increase in the unemployment rate, and surely more outsourcing of labor.
One possible solution to addressing this inevitable consequence is that of universal income, which several European countries are now instilling. Because machines are taking over all the labor jobs, humans will have more time on their hands for leisure and creativity. This would only work if their basic necessities were accounted for, thus the concept of universal income. Only with implementing such a system, or one of the sort, will the advancement of artificial intelligence benefit society in the long term.
From the technology typhoons in China to the lawyers using automation applications like Ross to prep their cases, there are obvious differences. However, they all share something in common, that being, they all reveal some ethical implication that technology places on us within the workplace. In every instance, as aforementioned, there are some sort of ethical dilemma that they have to face, whether it be placed on the workers or the action of actually using these technologies. There's always an issue that is brought out by arising technologies. We must face these problems head on and not overlook them, or else we might parallel the horrible morale of the Foxconn factories and essentially become enslaved by these new technologies. By having a strong ethical foundation when creating new technologies, we can avoid problems with technology later in the future.